Munchkins, it's Bailey and welcome to my little experiment. In today's video, we are going to be drafting the pattern for this maxi Ankara dress that I made, guys. This is going to be a pattern tutorial video. So if you're interested in learning how I drafted the pattern for this dress, you can, watch. You are making this dress with an Ankara like I did. You're going to need the entire 6 yards. Nothing less than 6 yards is going to make this for you. And if you're using another fabric like crepe or any other fabric, you can use about 5 yards, 4.5 to 5 yards. But yeah, let's get into the video, guys. Okay, so we're going to start from our base point. Take my tape and place it on my base point. Remove 5 inches. So I'm going to be starting from this 5 inches. Place the 5 inches here, and the reason why we are doing this is because this is like a breast tube kind of situation. From there, I'm going to take all my measurements. So the first measurement I'm going to take is my bust point, then I'm going to take my under bust point, then I'm going to take my waist measurement, then I will take my hip measurement. So once I'm done with that, I just draw those lines out. This is my bust, this is my under bust, my waist, and my hip line. I'm just going to come here and take my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4. And nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which is going to give me 4. Then I draw a straight line across. I'm going to take my dart, come to my waist point here, and take half an inch on both sides, half inch here, half inch here. Now I'll come to my hip and go up by 2 inches. Connect that with my ruler. Extend this line to the top, please. So I've extended my nipple to nipple measurements to the top area. Take my under bust tightening. Depends solely on how busty the person is. If you're a busty person, your under bust tightening should be about 3 inches. And how are you going to spread that 3 inches? You are going to come to this point here. You can see this middle line here. I'm going to take 1 inch at this side and 2 at this side. So that's going to give you a total of about 3 inches for your under bust tightening. This is for a very, very busty person. For me, I'm not a busty person, so normally when I'm doing my under bust tightening, especially for dresses like this, that I'm not going to put so much structure. Do 1.5 my tape and take the half of that on both sides, so here and here, to draw that line all the way to the bottom. Connect this my under bust to my bust point using my curve ruler. So I'll just place my curve ruler like this. I'm going to come to this my bust line. At this point here, I'll go up by 2 inches here. I'll just mark that 2 inches there. Then I'll come to this my bust point at this other side. You are really, really busty and modest and you don't want your boobs to show that much. What you're going to do is you're going to come up by 2 inches. But if you don't want to be a modest girly, you can just come up by 1 inch, and which is fine. 1 inch or 1.5, which is also fine. So for that particular dress, I came up with 1 inch. I came up by 1 inch here. Then I'm going to come to this line here at this point and go up by 3 inches. You can do 2.5 depending on what you want to do. So yeah, so I came up here by 1 inch, came up here by 3 inches, then came up here by 2 inches. 1, 3, 2. I'm going to come to this 3 inches here, mark 0.5 at this side here. I'll mark 0.5 here. Then at the other side, I'll mark 0.75. So 0.5 here, 0.75 here. I hope you understand. 0.5 here, 0.75 here. So then I take my curve ruler and I connect with a curve. So it's here. Once I'm done, I will take this my curve ruler again and just connect from this 1 inch to this point here. You're seeing where I'm connecting. Connect here to here. So Once you get to this point, the next thing you are going to do now is to put in your body measurement. So for this, my bust point here, I'm just going to put my bust divided by 4, then my waist divided by 4. Remember that whatever you lost here, you will place it back. So I'll just place my tape here and put whatever was lost back here. Same with my hip divided by 4. But whatever I lost here, I replace it back here. Take my ruler and just connect those lines together. So for this last part here, remember I'm just going to come here from this button. Remember I went up by 2. I'll also replace it here. This 2 that I went up by here, just extend that 2 towards this side like this. Take your long ruler and you extend from your bust towards the 2 like this. Then I take this, my curve ruler like this, connect this point to this point. So you have something like this. This is going to be your front pattern. So this is the center front, and this is your side front. The length of this particular the top part of your dress, you're going to come to this your hip position here, and you're going to go up by 2 inches. So 2 inches from your hip position is going to serve as your length. And so I'm just going to cut this out now. So you're going to have this as your pattern. Let's draw the back pattern of this dress. The back of the dress, this is my base point and this is my zipper, because there's going to be zipper at the back of the dress. I'm also going to take my tape and start from 5 inches. I'll place that 5 inches on this, my top line here, which is my starting point, and I'll start taking all my measurements from there. So I'm also going to be taking my bust point measurement. So I'll take my waist, hip measurement. Those are the 3 lines I'm going to be taking. So I'll draw those lines out. To take my nipple to nipple measurement, I can take my dart. So my nipple to nipple measurement is 8 divided by 2 is going to give me 4. So I'll just mark that all across the line. Then I'll take my ruler and draw a straight line out. I'm going to bring my front pattern. So remember at my side front, for my bust point, which is this point here, I went up by 2 inches, right? So we want the front and the back to align. So I'm just also going to come here for my bust point here, and I'm going to mark 2 inches. I will go up by 2 inches. That's going to serve as my top. That's going to serve as the top of my back. So I will go up by 2 inches. This is the top of my back. So I'll come to my waist measurement here, go ½ an inch on both sides, ½ inch here, ½ inch here. Then come to my hip point here and go up by 2 inches. Then I will connect that like this. Connect from this waist to this point here, not my bust point, but to this top point here, which is the top of my back. So I'll just connect that with a straight line. So after my dart, the next thing I'm going to do is just put in my body measurement. This top of my back, I'll put my bust measurement there. My bust measurement divided by 4, I'll just place that there. Then I come to my waist divided by 4, I'll place it here. Then replace whatever I lost here, which is 1 inch for my dart, and put it back here. Then same with my hip, I did not lose anything on my hip line, so I'll just place that, my hip divided by 4 here. Just grab my curve ruler like this and connect those lines together. The last thing I'm going to be doing for my back now is my zipper allowance, to come to my waist here and go in by ½ an inch. So this is to reduce the zipper bulge. I take my ruler, connect that to this top point here. Remember, this is the top of my back, so I'll connect this ½ an inch to this point here. You notice that there's going to be a slant. Do the same from my waist to my hip here. So it's from this point here, I'm going to measure the 1 inch for my zipper allowance. So I'll just come here, measure 1 inch from here 1 inch. So this is going to serve as my zipper allowance. So this is my zipper allowance. Remember, for the front, what we did was we just took our my hip measurement. I went up by 2 inches, and that served as the length of this half cut for the dress. So another thing I want to point out in the terms of the length, because this is going to be very useful when you are cutting the bottom part. Body shape vary, you can be tall, you can be short, and this would affect the half length cut. So if you are making this for a client, I would advise you to just take the direct measurement of the person's half cut, or if you're making it for yourself, just place the tape on your body and take your half cut. So if you are still confused about where your half cut is going to be, what I normally do is I just place my tape 4 inches below your navel. Another way for you to know where the length is going to be. Either you do 2 inches from your client's hip position or 4 inches below your client's navel. The reason why I said the position is very, very important is because you are going to measure the circumference of that particular position to get your bottom flare. So this half cut is not sitting at your waist, or even your lower waist is not at your lower waist. It's still a bit longer than your lower waist, but it's not up to your hip. So it's in between your hip position and your lower waist. I'm just going to draw that line out like this. If you're not sure of the length and you're making it for yourself, just cut out your pattern from your top point to your hip, then place it on your body to know where exactly you want your half length to be, because it's very, very important. The beauty of this dress relies heavily on the position of where that half length is and where your flare is starting from. If it's too long, the dress will not be as beautiful, and if it's too short, it's no longer going to be the style you are going for. I hope you understand. So pay very, very, very close attention to the length of this particular dress. Then I will cut out what you are going to end up having. So this is the center back and this is the side back. So this is how the back pattern looks like. This is your front, your center front, your side front, your center back, your side back. So please keep in mind that I've not added any allowance at this point. So when you are transferring to fabric, please remember to add your sewing allowance, every other allowance that you are going to need for this particular style. So if you're a beginner, know that when you're adding allowance, at least half an inch round. If for your center front, when you're placing into a fabric, it's going to be half an inch around. Your side front, you're going to add an extra about 1.5 to 2 inches to the side, then half an inch on this other side, top, bottom. Same with your back. So for your back, you're going to add half an inch around for your center back, and for your side back, at this point that you're going to be joining it to your side front, you're going to add 1.5 to 2 inches. I hope you understand. If anything is confusing, you can leave it down in the comment section. I'll be happy to reply. So once we are done with this part of the dress, let's now move over to the bottom, the flare of this dress. The flare part for this particular dress is we're going to be working with a 180-degree flare. So we're going to need 2 of that with 2 different lengths, and the one on top is going to be different. So let's start with the longer one. Remember I told you that you should take note of half cut position, right? Get my 180-degree flare. Usually radius equals to your waist divided by pi, and pi in mathematics is what? 3.142. So the radius is going to be your half cut circumference. So that is, for me, is 35 divided by pi, which is 3.142, and I'm going to have 11.132, something like that. But I can just use 11 inches. Another way to calculate this, if you cannot take the circumference of that particular position, is to take your hip measurement, like the measurement of your hip, minus 2. Distance, I'm using an instant, my hip measurement is 40. 40 minus 2 is going to give me what? 38. That 38 now that I'm going to use my half cut circumference. So my measurement is going to be radius equals to that 38 divided by 3.142. I hope you understand. So it's either you take the measurement directly on your body or on your client's body, or you take your hip circumference minus 2 and it's going to give you the same thing. I have enough pattern paper to demonstrate how big the 180-degree flare is supposed to be, but I'm going to be using this paper to give you a demonstration on how to cut 180-degree flares. I'm going to do to cut a 180-degree flare. Let's say this is your fabric. You're going to fold into 2 equal halves like this. You're going to take one side of your fold. Are you seeing what happened? It's like this: 1, 2, step 2. So for step 3, you're going to place your hand on one side of your fold like this and fold diagonally like this. It's going to be something like this. Let me explain again. So you have your paper like this, you fold like this, then you pinch one side of your pattern paper or your fabric, then you fold diagonally like this, and you're going to have your fold for your 180-degree flare. Another thing I want to point out is, because we're going to be adding zipper allowance to this particular style, your fold is going to be something like this. Watch what I'm doing at this point. Pay very, very close attention. So on your fabric, instead of just folding completely like this, like 4 equal halves, I'm going to watch my hand. I'm going to fold. It's still the same folding, but it's going to be like this. So there's going to be like extra left. This extra left here is going to be your zipper allowance. This is going to serve as where you're going to put your zipper allowance. Do you understand? So you're going to have a fold like this. If you're not going to be putting like zipper allowance, just go directly like this and you have your full fold. But because I'm going to be adding the zipper allowance, I just fold like this. Very close attention at this point. So I'm going to take my tape. I'm going to assume this is 11 inches, but like I said, my paper is not big enough, and I'm going to place it like this. You don't place your tape straight, you place it curve at this area. So you're going to place it curved like this. Let me assume that this is the 11 inches I'm assuming, and you just mark that out like this. Then at this point you add your zipper allowance. So I'm adding my zipper allowance of 1 inch. Let me use my marker too. From this point here that I'm going to take all my length. So to get the length, like I said, we are drafting the pattern for the longest one. I'm going to calculate your length is full length minus your half cut length is going to give you the length for the longer one. So my half cut length is 23 and my full length is 60, because it's going to get to the top, it's going to be sweeping the floor. So 60 minus 23 is going to give me 37. So that's going to serve as the full length for the long flare for the one at the bottom. If your own half cut length is 22 and your full length is 60, so it's 60 minus 22. I mean, this is the 37, and I'm just going to mark that out. 37. So this is how my flare is going to be looking like. So like I said, this is my zipper allowance. This is my zipper allowance. So I'm just going to cut this out now. Even with your zipper allowance. So this is your zipper allowance and this is your circle flare. So when you open it out, you're going to have the half circle. This is a 180-degree half circle flare. Let's move over to cutting the shorter one. We are going to repeat the same process for the shorter one. The difference between this one and the shorter one is just the length. We're going to be making use of the same radius at this upper part, the same folding method, but the only difference is going to be the length. Length for the shorter one is, for me, I use 20 inches. Keep in mind that you might not just go blindly with 20 inches. It's going to be about 1 to 2 inches below your client's knee or below your knee. Keep that in mind. For me, I use 20 inches for my length. open like this, fold like this, then you pinch one side of your fold. Remember, do not fold completely. Why? Because of your 1 inch zipper allowance. We're going to be using the same radius of the waist. Like I said, mine was 11. How did I come about the 11? I used my half cut circumference divided by pi. That's what gives me this top part like this. Then I add my zipper allowance here of about 1 inch. For me, my length was length 20, like this. And once you are done with that, just take your scissors and you cut it. So you're going to end up having something like this. If you do this correctly, area is going to match. Like here and here is going to be the same, exactly the same, like this. Back to how you get the one at the top, the asymmetrical gathering that is going to be placed on top of this double flare. For the last one, which is this asymmetrical gathering here, it did not go round, it stopped at the side, so it's only at the front and not the back, so it just stopped here, which is the side here, the side here, meaning there's no need for you to go through the whole radius process. You're going to place your pattern paper on a fold like this, that the circumference of that my half cut position was 35. 35 divided by 4 is going to give me 8.75. So I'm going to be using from here and mark 8.75 here, and I'm going to do 8 inches. That 8 inches downwards, 8 inches. Cut that out. So after that, you're going to pick the left hand side. Note that the outer part is at the left hand side, so you're going to take the middle, which is 4 inches, and you mark the 4 inches there at that point. Then you're going to connect this 8 inches at the right hand side to the 4 inches at the left hand side to form that asymmetrical loop. So in order to get the gathering effect, this is where we're going to be doing our slash and spread method, so that we'll be able to have gathering effect. Because at this point, if you transfer it to fabric like this, you'll not be able to gather it, right? So I'm going to be doing the slash and spread method using 2 inches. I'm going to use 2 inches to spread this particular pattern. Done spreading that, you're just going to come to your fabric and place each piece on your fabric. Make sure you leave space at the top and at the bottom for allowance. To space it out with 2 inches. Add allowance, because I'm going to also be turning this top part, so I'm going to add allowance of about 1.5 inch to all the bottom. So 1.5 inch allowance to the bottom all around, 1.5 inch all around. 1/2 inch at the top, then 1.5 at the sides. We are also going to be turning this side like this. So when you gather the fabric, it's not going to be straight, it's going to be asymmetrical. Here is going to be short and here is going to be extremely long. So for the sleeve, it's a normal puff sleeve, and this is my base point. So now for my base point, I'm going to measure 8 inches. Just draw that out. Depends on how full you want it. You can just do 15. I want it to be 15 inches. To mark 1.5. So this is where the elastic is going to be placed in. Elastic is going to go in. Elastic is going to go in. You just sew this with a fold like this. Do this with a fold like this, same with the one at the bottom, and put in your tiny elastic to gather it together. So once you gather it together with your tiny elastic, you sew both sides together. It's a detachable sleeve, it's not attached to the dress. That's all for the pattern. Thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video or you learned something from it. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. Remember guys, until we make it, we're gonna make it.